Our protagonist suddenly awakens, after 1,000 years. For 1,000 years, he had been cursed, turned into a dark knight by a black sorcerer. And during that curse, he slaughtered his own family, his friends, his people, with his own sword. And now, my guy finally gets his mind back. He looks up and freezes. His kingdom is in ruins, reduced to dust right before his eyes. The black sorcerer laughs in satisfaction, proud of the destruction he caused. He even captured the king. The king can only weep as his people are twisted into rotten flesh, grotesque undead abominations. The sorcerer orders a demon to bring him the king's crown. But instead, our protagonist steps forward, calm, silent, holding the crown. He walks slowly toward the sorcerer, then suddenly throws the crown into the air. The sorcerer smirks, ready to catch it. But in that exact moment, our protagonist swings his blade. He slices through the crown and aims straight for the sorcerer's head. The sorcerer blocks it. He's strong, extremely strong. All the demons gather instantly, forming a wall of protection around him. But then, the sorcerer's eyes widen. Our protagonist pierced through his defense. Finally, I'm free now, you disgusting black skeleton. The sorcerer screams in fury and orders all demons to attack. They charge, but with a single swing, gone. All of them erased in one strike. Enraged, the sorcerer begins a ritual. He resurrects the corpses of the fallen kingdom. They rise twisted, undead. They rush toward our protagonist. Then my guy casually says, "Stop, you can't park there." And instantly, every single undead body vanishes. Just like that, the black sorcerer stares in disbelief. He thought he had created the ultimate monster, a being capable of rivaling the gods. And now, that monster is standing in front of him. The sorcerer starts trying to negotiate, but he's still yapping, still trash-talking. Our protagonist prepares a new technique, a forbidden technique, one that can cut the soul itself, one full-powered slash. The sorcerer laughs. "This kid is just a trash talker," he says. 1 second later, black liquid bursts from his body, splattering like ink from a squid. His soul rips free, ascending into the sky. And then, explosion. Nothing remains. His head rolls across the ground. "Go back to your natural habitat," and my guy crushes the head under his boot. From afar, the king watches in confusion. He has no idea what just happened. Our protagonist suddenly collapses to his knees. He remembers everything. He killed his own family. He cut down his older brother. He stabbed his younger sibling. His hands tremble. He apologizes and takes his own life. But suddenly, "Damien, are you hearing me?" A woman's voice. He opens his eyes. Standing in front of him is his older sister, Lucy. He freezes. How is this possible? He killed them all. Or was everything just a nightmare? To test it, he grabs a tree branch. He takes a deep breath and stabs a massive boulder with all his strength. Nothing happens. He blinks, then smiles. The boulder explodes instantly. He starts laughing. Bro might actually need a therapist after 1,000 years of trauma. Then tears stream down his face. He has returned, back to the past, before the tragedy. But here's the problem. Our protagonist has a talent, a very special talent. A talent for getting kicked out of his own house. Like damn bro, he fights in bars. He humiliates his noble family's name. He punches other aristocrats. And because of that, his older sister is forced into marriage with a corrupt noble. Even his mother probably thought about listing him on Facebook Marketplace. And yes, he even borrowed money, using the family land as collateral. Forget a broken home. The home is broken because of him. Let him cook, bro. And that's exactly why he gets kicked out. "Get out of my property," his father shouts. But his older sister, she's different. She quietly hands him money for his journey. And that's when it hits him. Her life was ruined because of him. And yet, she's still kind. He walks out, then runs, regret flooding his chest. This time, in this new life, he will fix everything. Suddenly, a servant approaches him. "Young master, you're still here?" His name is Victor. Victor urges him to return home. His father is furious. They arrive at the Haxon noble residence. He opens the door, and a sword greets him. His father stands there, eyes blazing with anger. Apparently, he just caused chaos at a bar again. Our protagonist freezes. This is it. He truly returned to the past, to the moment where everything started falling apart. He still has a chance. Tears fill his eyes. His father narrows his gaze. "What excuse do you have this time?" Our protagonist answers quietly. "I have no excuse." Silence. His father blinks. "Is something wrong with your brain?" Because normally, this guy would blame everyone else. Blame fate. Blame the world. But not today. Like a man, he bows his head. "I have completely stained our noble name. This is entirely my fault. I have no reason to avoid responsibility." His father still doesn't believe it. Our protagonist lowers his head deeper. "I will fix this, and when I return, I will accept any punishment." He walks out. The entire family stands frozen. Is this really the same person? Did he hit his head or something? He and Victor head toward the bar. Victor warns him. That place is a den of thugs and criminals. But who cares? Our protagonist tells Victor to go home if he's scared. As he approaches the entrance, 2 men block his path. Well, what does the noble boy want here?" He calmly replies, "I just want to apologize to the bar owner for what I did before." The 2 guards freeze. They can't believe it. The the troublemaker, acting polite, then they burst out laughing. What's wrong with your head, noble brat? Since when are you nice? They smirk. Maybe we'll forgive you if you introduce us to your beautiful sister. And that was the wrong thing to say. In one swift motion, he snatches the knife from one of their hands. I came here to apologize and leave, but I changed my mind. The thug's hand falls to the ground. Clean cut. He screams in agony. Our protagonist simply stares at him. You attacked first. I was only defending myself. The noble trash they used to mock feels completely different. The injured thug grits his teeth and growls. I'm a member of the Black Snake. Anyone who messes with us dies. Now here's the thing. The Black Snake isn't just some random street gang. It's one of the most powerful underground organizations in this era. And this bar? It's one of their bases. Last time Damien came here, he simply complained that the drinks were overpriced. And what did he get? Punch straight to the face. They beat him, mocked him, dragged the noble name of Haxon through the mud. Damien smiles faintly. Shouldn't you be the ones apologizing to me? He says calmly. One of the guards charges at him. Take this, you noble trash. Big mistake. My guy sidesteps smoothly, light on his feet, and kicks the thug's leg out from under him. The big man crashes face first into the dirt. Damien draws his blade. No hesitation. He cuts the man's leg clean off. The thug rolls on the ground, screaming, begging for mercy. Another man rushes in after hearing the commotion. Who the hell is this kid? He squints at Damien. A noble brat? Damien shrugs casually. I came here to apologize. They attacked me first. The man doesn't buy it. Go. Teach that spoiled kid a lesson. 3 large men step forward together, blades raised. Damien remains calm. He takes a slow breath. In 0.2 seconds, their arms fall to the ground. The leader's face turns pale. Damn. Who the hell is this kid? What are you, Sung Jin Woo or something? Can we settle this peacefully? Bro has zero hesitation. Damien steps forward. Come here, old man. The leader panics and runs into the bar. He releases him slowly. Oops, I might have been a little too rough, he says with a smirk. He wipes the blood from his cheek, expression blank. The customers inside freeze. Then chaos erupts. Everyone rushes out in panic. Suddenly, a narcissistic-looking older man storms out from the back. What is all this noise? He looks around, furious. Where are the guards? Where are those idiots? This man is Anderson Holm, the bar owner. Damien looks at him calmly. Don't worry, uncle. I already returned them to their creator. The old man's eyes widen as he sees his men defeated by a mere teenager. Who the hell are you, kid? My name is Damien Haxon. I came here to apologize. But your foolish subordinates attacked me. And because of that, my family's honor was stained. He exhales lightly. My father was so embarrassed, he might have listed me on Facebook Marketplace. I wanted to resolve this peacefully. But like most NPCs in power, the old man refuses. Instead, he demands compensation. Damien goes silent. Then a slow smirk forms. Yo, old man. Let's have some fun. He leaps forward, blade flashing. You also owe something to my family's name. He swings. But suddenly, clang. Someone blocks his attack midair. Damien's eyes widen. A knight. Why is there a knight here? A knight is someone who dedicates their entire life to the path of combat. Knights are divided into 3 ranks: low class, middle class, and high class. Only high class knights can manifest aura. With a single slash, they can split mountains. The old bar owner bursts into laughter. Well, what now, you little brat? He's one of my personal guards. A mid-class knight. Damien lets out a quiet laugh. So that was aura? This might actually be a little fun, he says calmly. Then he tilts his head slightly. Tell me, uncle, why are you serving a man like him? Did you fail to become a high-class knight? The knight's face darkens instantly. His veins bulge. Stop yapping, kid. I'll cut that mouth of yours first. He lunges forward. Damien doesn't even flinch. Zero fear. Zero survival instinct. The blade swings down toward his head, and he vanishes from its path. The knight attacks again. Each strike is powerful, precise, filled with killing intent. But Damien dodges every single one, moving with fluid precision. However, his breathing grows heavier. Since his rebirth, this body is weaker. His stamina drops rapidly. The knight notices. You're reaching your limit, brat. I'll crush you. He tightens his grip, then releases his secret technique. He dashes forward at bullet-like speed. In that instant, Damien closes his eyes. Silence. For 0.1 seconds. Then, a single slash. The knight stops mid-motion. Get some rest, Damien says quietly. You failed as a knight. What the knight never realized. Damien had used a skill from his previous life. A technique he stole after defeating a legendary assassin. A forbidden skill. Blade of Death. A strike that cuts before the opponent even understands what happened. The old bar owner trembles as he watches the knight fall. Overthinking consumes him. His entire body shakes uncontrollably. He drops to his knees. I'm sorry. I'll never trouble the Haxon family again. Damien stares at him coldly. The old man quickly offers everything he owns: money, valuables, compensation. Damien examines the pile. It's not enough, but this time, I'll let it go. For my family's sake. He turns slightly. Victor, come here. Pack everything. Victor steps forward, silently gathering the gold and valuables. Moments later, they walk out of the bar. They have reclaimed their honor. Behind them, The old man grits his teeth. He cannot accept this humiliation. He swears revenge in his heart. And suddenly, a sharp slice cuts through the air. His ear falls to the ground. Damien's voice echoes from the entrance. That's your punishment. I almost forgot because of the money. He glances back one last time. Tell the black snake. If they touch my family, I'll destroy them. The old man clutches the side of his head, trembling. All right, boss. Damien turns away. Ayo, Victor, let's go home. We've taken our honor back. And just like that, the Death Knight has begun rewriting his fate. Damien and Victor finally arrive at the residence of Viscount Haxon. The front gates open, and suddenly his father storms out like a raging demon. Where have you been, you useless brat? Did you cause trouble again? Damien remains calm. Relax, father. I resolved everything yesterday. He gestures toward Victor. And this is the result. Victor steps forward and reveals it. A massive pile of gold and valuables. The Viscount and his wife freeze. Their eyes widen in disbelief. That amount of money, it's enough to wipe out their debts. Damien explains quietly, it's compensation. And an apology. From the bar owner. His parents are speechless. The same son who nearly ruined them has now brought salvation. Later that day, Damien runs through the mountains alone. His breathing is unstable. His body trembles. He nearly collapses. This new body is weak. His stamina is pathetic compared to what he once had. But fortunately, among the valuables taken from the bar owner, he found something priceless. A rare potion. One that restores stamina and strengthens vitality. Without hesitation, he drinks it. Heat surges through his veins. His muscles tighten. His senses sharpen. His strength multiplies, far beyond what this young body should possess. He clenches his fist. This is still not enough. In a few years, an undead army will descend upon the world, and the Black Sorcerer will return. This time, Damien will be ready. He will kill him, no matter the cost, because he has sworn to protect his precious family. Meanwhile, at the central headquarters of the Black Snake, the defeated knight lies on the ground. The boss looks down at him coldly. Dispose of him. He scoffs. A knight who cannot stand is no different from trash. Cedric Walker. But suddenly, the knight moves. He forces himself upright. So this was your plan all along. His name is Sir Ted. The boss smirks. Recover yourself. Perhaps I'll employ you again. Rage fills Sir Ted's eyes. He charges forward, but suddenly, a black shadow wraps around his legs. His body becomes unbearably heavy, as if something is draining him from within. A mysterious figure steps out from behind, clad in a black robe. Boss, is he the first target of our contract? The figure asks calmly. Yes, the boss replies. Show me what you can do. The robed man begins chanting, whispered incantations. The shadow beneath Sir Ted twists, and transforms into a monstrous creature. Without hesitation, the creature devours him alive. In less than 0.2 seconds, Sir Ted is gone. Only his legs remain. The robed man turns slightly. How was my performance? The boss smiles in satisfaction. Impressive. Then his eyes grow darker. Your next contract is the Haxon family. The more they suffer, the higher your payment. He tosses him an advance. The robed man catches it. A cruel smile spreads beneath his hood. Thank you, boss. Please
enjoy the show.
Meanwhile, Damien is training relentlessly. He's on the verge of passing out. Sweat drips from his chin as he lifts two massive boulders, over and over again. His muscles scream in protest. He's been waiting for days, expecting retaliation from the Black Snake. But strangely, nothing happens. A rustle from the bushes. Damien reacts instantly, grabbing the intruder by the collar. But when he looks closer, it's not an enemy. It's his younger brother, Abel Haxon. Victor rushes toward them, his expression tense. Young master, we have guests. Not just guests, an enemy. Inside the estate hall stands a familiar face. Erwin Lion Bloom, a noble from the powerful Lion Bloom family, one of the most influential houses in the kingdom. This man has history with Damien. During a noble banquet, Erwin deliberately provoked him. Damien lost control and punched him in the face. Now Erwin has come to demand compensation. But not gold, not property. He wants permission to marry their daughter, Lucy, Damien's older sister. The Haxon family refuses immediately. But Erwin smirks. You have two choices. Accept this marriage as repayment or face the anger of the Lion Bloom family. The room turns cold. Everyone knows what that means. If they refuse, their house could be crushed. The Lion Bloom family holds immense power. Political, military, financial. Then suddenly, Lucy steps forward. I accept. Gasps fill the room. But please, do not harm my family. Damien's fists tremble. Erwin's smile widens. Lady Lucy, how wise of you. Truly, you will be the most understanding wife. Before he can say another word, Damien steps in front of him. Erwin keeps talking, still provoking, still mocking, and that's when Damien throws a punch, a clean uppercut. Erwin's mouth snaps shut. His body lifts off the ground and crashes backward. What the hell are you talking about? I will never allow someone like you to marry my sister. In his previous life, Damien witnessed his sister's suffering with his own eyes. After marrying that arrogant noble, she was abused, beaten. He saw her bruises. He saw her broken spirit, and he swore, Erwin, one day I will kill you. Back to the present. After Damien punched Erwin, the noble soldiers immediately draw their weapons. If you move again, we'll slaughter this entire house. Erwin slowly stands up. He's smiling. This isn't the first time you've hit my face, but this time, I'll cut you down. He gestures for his soldiers to step aside. I'll deal with Damien myself. One of his bearded guards objects. My lord, it is my duty to protect you. Before he can finish, Erwin punches him. The guard flies backward and slams into a wall. Erwin isn't just an arrogant noble. He's strong, very strong. He steps forward, gripping his sword. Well then, Damien, how shall we settle this? Damien exhales slowly. Yo, chill. Let's duel. Then he smirks. Are you afraid of a low-ranking noble like me? Is the great prince scared? The provocation works. Everyone gathers in the courtyard. The tension is suffocating. Erwin stands ready, blade drawn, and Damien walks forward casually, holding a fork, a used pasta fork. The entire family freezes. Even Lucy faints. Erwin just stares at him, then bursts into laughter. This brat must be terrified. Erwin charges. His blade cuts through the air, aiming to cleave Damien in half. Damien dodges smoothly. Erwin immediately activates his technique. Lion sword. A violent shockwave explodes across the courtyard. The ground cracks. Dust fills the air. But when it settles, Damien is still standing, perfectly fine. Erwin grits his teeth. Damien avoids every strike within mere seconds, reading his movements effortlessly. Frustration begins to consume him. Erwin releases his aura. The air distorts around him. In 0.1 seconds, he appears above Damien, descending with overwhelming force. Damien blocks it. With the fork, the impact echoes through the estate. Everyone stares in disbelief. He didn't just block it. He redirected it. Damien channels Erwin's own power and sends it back. Erwin's sword is knocked from his hand instantly. Before anyone can react, Damien steps in. The fork moves, straight toward Erwin's throat. See you in hell. But instead of killing Erwin, he only leaves a shallow cut across his neck. Is worse. Erwin instantly freezes in trauma. His whole body trembles uncontrollably. He can't even stand. That one cold glance completely breaks him. Our protagonist looks at him with an emotionless stare. So, as agreed, get out of my house, loser. And don't ever dream of marrying my sister. After that intense moment, the family gathers to eat together. Dinner feels normal on the surface, but his father is still shaken from yesterday's incident. Just remembering that sharp, merciless look in his son's eyes sends chills down his spine. Once he finishes eating, our protagonist politely excuses himself. He's going to train. He straps 10 kilograms of sand weights to his legs. Then his sister arrives. She hands him a sword, so he can train properly. Seriously. Tears form in her eyes. She thanks him for what he did yesterday. She's crying, but she's smiling. My guy looking fine. He smirks slightly. He's genuinely happy about the new sword. Night falls. The guards stand watch as usual, until suddenly, a dark shadow swallows both of them whole. No scream, no warning, just gone. The shadow reveals itself, a mysterious man, sent by Black Snake. He slips into the room of the protagonist's sister, Lady Lewis. With a twisted grin, he whispers, "Jackpot, looks like I found myself an angel tonight." From behind him, "What exactly are you doing in my sister's room?" The mysterious man is shocked. He turns and launches a blast of dark magic straight at our protagonist. But Damien dodges it effortlessly. The man growls, "You little brat, who are you?" Damien scoffs. "What the hell, dude? Are you high or what? Shouldn't I be the one asking that? This is my house." He steps forward. "Talk. Who are you, old man? Or do you want me to split you in half right now?" The intruder panics. He can hear soldiers and guards rushing toward the room. Clicking his tongue, he vanishes using dark magic. He escapes too quickly for Damien to chase. But before the presence completely fades, Damien notices something lingering near the window. Residual magic. Black. The next morning, a guard suddenly screams. The Viscount's beloved horses are dead. Both guards panic. These weren't just horses. They were the pride of the estate. Damien appears quietly from behind them. "Relax. Leave the rest to me." He kneels beside the carcass and examines it carefully. And just as he suspected, there it is. Black magic energy. So the mysterious man is a dark magic user. He chose the wrong opponent, because our guy can track the trail of that corrupted energy. Deep inside a cave in the middle of the forest, the mysterious man is celebrating. Thanks to funding from his boss, Black Snake, he can finally complete all his experiments. He laughs to himself. But then, a voice echoes from behind him. "Man, it stinks in here. Smells like a pigsty." The man freezes, standing at the cave entrance. Damien Haxon. The intruder's eyes widen. "You followed the scent of black magic? So, old man, you're the one working for Black Snake to kill my family?" "Yes, I accepted the contract." Damien smiles faintly. "I see. That's unfortunate. You'll have to die here. My guy just exposed the truth. Dark magic users are undead." The man is visibly shaken. "How do you know that?" Now that his secret is out, he has no choice. He attacks with everything he has. Relentless waves of dark magic fill the cave. But Damien avoids every single strike. He slips into the man's blind spot and slashes straight through his body. The blade cuts cleanly, but the man doesn't die. Instead, he laughs and transforms into black mist. His voice echoes as his body regenerates. My guy got zero hesitation. Damien keeps cutting, again, and again, and again, until the man's form begins to crumble, until he turns to dust. But suddenly, A black shadow erupts from the ground and grabs Damien. The man's laughter echoes wildly through the cave. You're trapped now. Dark creatures surge forward. Black monsters rush in and begin devouring Damien whole. Our protagonist's body becomes engulfed in black energy. The old man watches, amused. You foolish child. How dare you challenge me? He enjoys the sight, completely convinced Damien is finished. But then, Damien speaks. Not bad, old man. Corrosion-type curse, right? The old man's expression stiffens. And in the next second, Damien begins altering the black curse itself. The dark energy twists. The old man stumbles back in shock. How did you do that? This is forbidden black magic. The truth? Even Damien doesn't fully understand it. But one thing is certain. His skill authority is still active. In his previous life, a black mage once sliced his palm and fed him his own blood. From that moment on, Damien gained immunity to black magic energy. Since then, he has carried a fragment of divine authority within him. The old mage starts to panic. He lunges forward, attacking wildly. Hey, brat, answer me. How did you do it? Damien answers calmly. That's a secret. Everyone's got a hidden ace card, right, uncle? A brief silence. And then the truth is revealed. The mage standing before him is a member of Yulon, a black magic assassin organization, specialists in contract killings. The old man narrows his eyes. A hidden ace card, huh? Interesting. He smirks. I have one too. The bracelet on his wrist begins to glow. Suddenly, his black magic power explodes outward. Damien quickly analyzes it. An artifact. One that amplifies dark magic. The mage raises his hand and unleashes his skill. From beneath the earth, a grotesque green monster crawls out from hell itself. It lunges forward, engulfing Damien in cursed green flames. The old man watches, satisfied, laughing. He's certain Damien is dead. My guy's still fine. Through the flames, a silhouette stands upright, unshaken. Damien absorbs the black energy surrounding him. Every bit of it. A slow smile spreads across his face. My guy's about to farm some aura. He raises his sword and coats the blade in condensed black energy. No hesitation. He slices through the mage, mercilessly, cutting him apart like kebab meat. The amplified dark energy shatters. The artifact cracks, and the old man's body splits apart. My guy is successfully aura farming right now. Before the black mage completely died, Damien asked him one last question. Where is Black Snake's hideout? The next morning, Damien sets out on a journey toward Black Snake's headquarters. After hours of travel, they finally arrive at Merchant City Landwork. Crowded streets, busy markets, and hidden corruption beneath it all. Damien casually hands Victor a suspicious-looking sack. Victor frowns. Boss, what is this? Relax. It's just a human head. Victor blinks. He doesn't believe it. Slowly, hesitantly, he peeks inside the bag, and the moment he opens it, the corpse's eyes stare directly at him. Victor screams and throws the sack away. His heart almost jumps out of his chest. Damien sighs. Victor, deliver both items to the place I told you. Victor trembles. Victor almost passed out. You're evil, boss. I'm just an innocent kid. Don't play with me like that. Damien ignores the complaint. He walks straight toward Black Snake's headquarters. Standing in front of the building, he smirks. Impressive. You even built a base in the center of the city. An old man near the entrance scoffs. What the hell are you, kid? Are you lost or what? Damien shrugs. Yo, chill, old man. I'm Damien Haxon. He steps closer. Are you the boss? If not, move aside. I'm only here to talk to him. The old man gestures toward the inside. The boss is inside. Go ahead. But the large man beside him suddenly fires a flare gun into the sky. A red light explodes above the city. A signal. And in that very moment, assassins begin appearing from every direction. Rooftops, shadows, alleyways. All of them are contract killers. And the bounty on Damien's head? 1 million USD. Damien looks around calmly. You should leave now before you regret it. Meanwhile, inside the headquarters, Black Snake's boss is enjoying a lavish feast. At the same table sit a corrupt governor and a high-ranking general. A man bursts through the door. Boss, big trouble. He whispers something urgently into Black Snake's ear. Hearing that Damien has arrived and is causing chaos, the boss's face darkens. Impossible. Did he kill the black mage? Back outside, Damien takes out a potion. He drinks it in one motion. Instantly, his power multiplies tenfold. He charges forward, and at the exact same moment, his blade flashes. One swing, as he cuts through every enemy standing in his way. Black Snake's boss grows uneasy. He steps onto the balcony and peeks outside. What he sees makes his blood run cold. Every assassin he hired dead. Only then does he truly realize how dangerous Damien is. He immediately rushes back to his room to call for reinforcements. But outside, a mage suddenly launches a blazing fireball toward Damien. The flames roar through the air. Yet Damien remains calm. He spins his sword once, turns his body, and in a single fluid motion, redirects the fireball back at its caster. The mage's eyes widen. Damn! Who the hell is this kid? The fireball explodes. The mage and his allies are blown apart instantly, turned into roasted barbecue. But in the split second Damien lowers his guard. Someone attacks from behind. He barely dodges, just a fraction too slow, and he would have died on the spot. The man who attacked him is a high knight, and not just that. City soldiers begin surrounding Damien from all sides. A man steps forward proudly. I am Sebastian Baker, governor of this land. You will be punished for causing chaos here. That old man starts yapping nonstop. Pure yapping no jutsu. He twists the narrative. Defends Black Snake's crimes. Meanwhile, Black Snake's boss shows up behind him, wearing a smug grin. Damien looks at him up and down. So you're the boss of Black Snake? You're fatter than I expected, like a pig. Are you really the boss, old man? The governor keeps talking. Listen, young man. If you kneel now, perhaps I will forgive you. Damien remains calm. Kneel? I don't even want to breathe the same air as you. It's honestly disgusting, old man. The governor's face turns red. He orders the knight. Kill him. The High Knight steps forward. Name's Robert. High Knight of this city. I'll give you one last chance. Surrender. Damien smirks. Don't joke around, old man. Let's settle this with strength. Robert charges. His first strike lands like a cannon blast. Before Damien can fully recover, a second blow follows instantly. Damien raises his hand to block, but the impact sends him flying backward. Even a bare-handed strike carries this much force. For the first time, Damien feels pressure. His stamina isn't fully recovered yet. A flicker of tension crosses his eyes. Robert charges again. This time, Damien cannot react fast enough. The strike is about to land, and suddenly, a cloaked figure appears out of nowhere. With a single hand, she blocks the High Knight's attack. Bare-handed, the shockwave ripples outward. Robert stumbles back. Damn it! Who are you? State your name. The figure slowly removes her cloak. A beautiful woman stands before them. Shoddy finally showed up. Robert's eyes widen in disbelief. A holy knight? How is there a holy knight here? From behind, a familiar voice calls out. Boss, I'm here. Victor runs toward them, slightly out of breath. I've completed the task you gave me. A few hours earlier, Victor arrives at a church. He looks around at the quiet hall filled with people praying. Is this a branch of the Holy Order? He asks. A nun steps forward. Yes, that's correct. How can I help you, young man? Victor carefully places 2 items in front of her. My boss said this is proof. About a black mage and forbidden magic, he explains. The nun immediately senses it. The book radiates dark energy. She opens the sack. Inside is the severed head of a black mage. Agito, a member of the Yulan organization. Her expression changes instantly. Without hesitation, she reveals her true identity. She isn't just a nun. She is a paladin of the Holy Order, an organization devoted to the eternal God. They protect the weak. They serve the common people. But when it comes to demons and heretics, they are merciless, brutal. She tells Victor, take me to your boss. And that is how she arrives at the battlefield. She steps forward and looks directly at him. Are you Damien Haxon? Yes, I am Damien Haxon. She bows her head slightly. Thank you for eliminating the black mage who has been causing chaos. This was Damien's backup plan. If things escalated, he would summon reinforcements from the paladins to crush Black Snake completely. The paladin's gaze turns cold. She points at the governor and the High Knight. You, old man. You and your knight will be primary suspects in this case. Then she turns toward Black Snake's boss. And you, fat man. Looks like you've been overeating stolen money. You've been colluding with black mages. The governor looks stunned. He turns angrily to Black Snake's boss. Is this true? Were you conspiring with black magic users? Did you deceive me? The paladin presents the evidence. She pulls out the cursed ledger. It clearly lists the materials supplied by Black Snake to the black mage. The fat man panics. That wasn't me. I didn't do it. My shoddy steps forward. Stop yapping. Get out of my face. She orders the soldiers of the Holy Order to arrest every member of Black Snake. The governor is detained as well. The old man can only comply. Meanwhile, Damien and Victor exchange a small smile. See you in hell, old man. The governor's face twists with rage. He refuses to accept this outcome. Kill them all, he shouts to his knight. Sir Robert rebels instantly. He grabs his massive axe and charges straight at the paladin. Behind him, Black Snake's boss smirks. He thinks freedom is right in front of him. But Damien watches calmly. In his mind, he mutters, big mistake, muscle boy. Sir Robert swings his axe down with full force, but the paladin sidesteps effortlessly. And in one devastating motion, she drives her fist straight into his chest. The impact sounds like a cannon blast. His armor shatters. His body caves inward, like a punching bag ripped apart. Bro really got wiped out. She stands there, unshaken. First rule, don't mess with a woman. Second, we paladins erase anyone who opposes God. Damien and Victor stand before the fallen enemies. Victor points at Black Snake's boss and says, Boss, so this is the guy? He looks like a worm squirming on the ground. The boss of Black Snake never imagined he would be defeated by a so-called low-ranking noble kid. Meanwhile, Damien shifts his gaze toward the paladin. He senses it. A powerful blue aura radiating from her body. Damien narrows his eyes. He's almost certain she might be a disciple of the legendary mage, Azure Flame Brigandine. Interesting. The paladin steps forward. You'll receive the bounty for the black mage you eliminated. The reward? 1,000 gold coins. Enough to buy a small castle. But Damien doesn't look impressed. Can I request something else? He asks calmly. He wants access to the paladin's mana cultivation method. He needs a stronger foundation, a more efficient way to refine his body and increase his power. Because in the future, he will face the Black Mage King. And for that, he must grow far beyond his current limits. The paladin studies him for a moment. Then she makes an offer. Join the Holy Order. Become a holy knight. Damien refuses. Instant rejection. No drama. The paladin tilts her head slightly. Do you hate the church, young man? Damien answers in a steady tone. For now, I want to wander and seek the truth on my own path. And I will follow God in my own way. Ultimate yapping skill unlocked. But somehow, it works. The woman smiles. She seems satisfied with his answer. Very well. I'll help you. Then she introduces herself properly. My name is Agnes. Nice to meet you. Shoddy finally gave us her name. After that, Damien walks toward the black snake boss. The man is lying on the ground, trembling. Damien steps on his stomach. The boss groans in pain and bows his head. Please, spare me. Damien looks down at him coldly. Kiss my shoe. Maybe I'll forgive you. No hesitation. My guy kicks him, like CR7 taking a free kick. The boss rolls across the ground. Damien exhales and smiles faintly. Thanks, boss. I'm feeling fine right now. Meanwhile, at the noble house of Lionblum, Erwin locks himself inside his room. He refuses to come out. Completely traumatized. Bro really became an otaku overnight. Erwin, what happened to you? After a long silence, Erwin confesses. I was defeated by a low-ranking noble. Pause. With a used pasta fork. Who was it? Erwin clenches his fists. Damien Haxon. The head of the Lionblum family explodes in rage. He immediately orders his subordinates and generals. Mobilize the troops. Destroy the Haxon family. Now. And just like that, a new storm begins to form. After yesterday's chaos, the paladins and several members of the church suddenly arrive at the Haxon residence. Damien's father already has a bad feeling. He looks at his son. I knew it. You're the one who brought this trouble here, didn't you? The church representatives step forward politely. We would like to stay here temporarily. For a moment, the atmosphere turns tense. They hand over a heavy pouch of coins. The moment Damien's father feels the weight of that gold, his entire attitude changes. Oh, of course. Please, make yourselves comfortable, Damien's parents whisper to each other. Could this be spring finally arriving for our child? Meanwhile, Agnes keeps her promise. She hands Damien several documents and books. Two in particular stand out, a swordsmanship manual, and a mana cultivation technique. Inside the former cave hideout of the Black Mage, church investigators examine the remaining traces. One of them frowns. Isn't it strange? A high-ranking Yulan mage, defeated by a noble child. Suspicion begins to grow. Agnes appears behind them. Do not doubt him. I confirmed it with the mage's head myself. He eliminated multiple bounty hunters alone, and he redirected a fireball with nothing but his sword. The investigators exchange looks. Agnes finishes firmly. Trust Damien Haxon. Continue the investigation. The Lionblum nobles have arrived near the Haxon estate. Heavy armor, war banners flying, and pure arrogance. A random elderly civilian happens to pass by. One of the Lionblum nobles stops him. Old man, are you a resident of Haxon territory? The noble slices his throat. The old man collapses instantly. Filthy commoner. You didn't bow when you saw the Lionblum flag. No hesitation. I have a better idea. He turns to his men. Storm the Haxon residence. Drag everyone out. Kill them. Meanwhile, Damien is training. He sits in silence, practicing the new mana cultivation method Agnes gave him. And honestly, even he can't believe what he's seeing. He almost masters it. In a single attempt. Bro really locked in. This technique allows him to temporarily gather external mana from the surrounding environment, making his energy circulation far more efficient. His eyes open sharply. He feels it. Killing intent. Hostile presence approaching the estate. He stands up slowly and looks at Agnes. Our guests have arrived. Time to welcome them. He dashes forward at incredible speed. Victor is being beaten. He tried to block the intruders by himself. He's kneeling now, bruised, bleeding. But he refuses to fall. The nobles keep striking him again and again. Victor cannot fight back. He simply endures, holding on with everything he has. Damien's father arrives and shouts. What is the meaning of this? Why are you beating my servant? One of the nobles sneers. Where is your son? The Marquis demands Damien Haxon. I will not hand over anyone. My family stays here. The noble's expression darkens. Destroy everything. Drag the boy out. The soldiers begin moving, and suddenly, a powerful aura erupts from behind them. Since when? Was he behind me? One soldier tries to attack, but instantly his body locks up. He cannot move. Not even a finger. Damien walks forward slowly. He glances at his father. Are you all right? Then he looks at Victor, unconscious. Something inside him shifts. The nobles charge at him all at once. My guy moves fast. He catches one noble's arm mid-swing, and twists it. The bone shatters. This is for Victor. He punches the noble square in the face. This is also for Victor. Another attacker lunges from the side. Damien spins and kicks him straight in the face. The man collapses instantly. At that moment, Victor slowly regains consciousness. Boss, is that you? Damien glances at him. It's me. You good? Victor weakly raises his hand and gives a thumbs up. I'm good, boss. Damien smiles faintly. Good. Stay there.
So now the squad leader finally steps in, and you can already tell this guy isn't playing around. He comes down, looks straight at our protagonist, and asks how a small noble like him could possibly have this kind of power. But our protagonist doesn't even hesitate, he just smirks and goes, "If you want to know, come try me, old man." And yeah, that line alone already sets him off. The noble looks like his blood pressure just spiked on the spot. Then the squad leader grips his sword tightly and starts activating his skill, getting ready to strike at any moment. He stays still, waiting for the perfect timing, but the moment our protagonist takes just one step forward, that's it, the fight basically starts right there. Our protagonist moves casually, almost like he's not even trying, and his reflexes are insane, like faster than PC gamers on max settings. He instantly deflects the attack. No struggle, no panic, just clean. He even smiles because yeah, he already predicted that technique. "Too easy," he says, like he's low-key disappointed. The noble backs off, clearly confused, trying to process what just happened, like how is this kid casually blocking his attacks? But instead of stopping, the noble gets even more aggressive. He starts unleashing rapid, brutal slashes one after another, trying to overwhelm him. And yet, our protagonist just keeps blocking everything like it's nothing. Then he casually throws in, "Too slow, old man, even my baby brother could move faster than this." At this point, yeah, the noble is absolutely losing it. And now, this is where it flips. Our protagonist decides it's his turn. He moves so fast that the noble can't even see him anymore, like literally gone from his vision. Before the guy can even catch his breath, our protagonist lands a clean kick straight to his face. "Take my shoes, old man." That hit sends the noble flying, rolling across the ground like he just got deleted. Then our protagonist calmly says that was payback for Victor, and you can feel there's some real meaning behind that. But the noble, still not giving up, charges again out of pure rage. Our protagonist just stands there, watching him, completely calm. The noble then pulls out his secret skill, Swift Lion's majestic sword, and rushes in with everything he's got. But here's the problem, it doesn't matter. Our protagonist shuts it down instantly, completely destroys the attack in a single move. No hesitation, no pause, he immediately cuts off the noble's arm. The noble screams in pain, but yeah, it's already too late. Even though he somehow manages to stop the bleeding using his aura, trying to stay alive, our protagonist just looks at him and says, "Stop right there, or you're losing your head next." Then he adds, almost mockingly, that seeing him like this is honestly kind of pathetic. But then he gets serious again. He tells him that punishment is still punishment, and now it's time to accept his fate. And right at that moment, Victor and her dad show up, pulling up to the scene, and they look straight at the noble and go, "Are you ready, Mr. Noble?" So about an hour later, the noble and all his followers are completely wrecked, like actually beaten to the ground, and now they can only bow their heads with zero pride left. Victor looks at them and casually says, "Young master, he still looks pretty strong, should we beat him up again?" And you can tell she's not even joking. But our protagonist immediately stops her, saying she's going a bit overboard, like what if the guy actually dies right here? At that point, the noble finally gives in. He turns to our protagonist's father and starts apologizing, promising that he'll never disturb the Haxon family again. But yeah, the father is not buying that so easily. He fires back, "You think an apology is enough, you bastard? If my son wasn't this strong, you would have destroyed my entire family." And honestly, he's not wrong. Then, not long after that, Agnes shows up, and this is where things get interesting. Our protagonist immediately sees an opportunity and starts activating his yapping skill, because what he really wants here is protection from the church for the Haxon family. He raises his voice so everyone can hear and goes, "You all heard that, right? Our family is already allied with the church. If you still want to live, then run, leave the Haxon territory right now." And yeah, that works perfectly. Those guys immediately run for their lives, no exaggeration, like they're being chased by dogs. But once things calm down, the father gets serious. He points out that those nobles will definitely come back for revenge, so they need to think about a strategy immediately. That leads into a full-on family meeting, and the topic this time is their conflict with the Lion Bloom family, one of the most powerful noble houses in the kingdom. And the problem is clear, a family like that could wipe out the Haxons anytime they want, and the church can't just freely interfere in noble affairs. Then Agnes steps in with a solution. She says there's still one way out, Damien has to join the church and become a paladin. And you can already tell from his face, yeah, bro is not having it. He straight up refuses, "I'm not becoming a paladin." No hesitation. But then his younger sibling suddenly snaps and starts blaming him, saying this whole situation happened because of him, so they should just force him to become a paladin. The tension spikes instantly, but their father shuts it down real quick, telling Abel to sit down and watch his attitude, especially with a guest present, unless he wants to get turned into minced meat. After that, the father turns back to our protagonist and thanks him for protecting the family from those messed up nobles. He then says, "Leave the rest to me, let your father do his job too." So for a moment, it feels like things might settle down. Suddenly, a servant rushes in and announces that there's a guest. A noble from Gold Pixie. And then the real problem drops. The servant explains that our protagonist had borrowed money before and used a wheat field as collateral, and today is the due date. The father slowly turns his head toward him, and without warning, grabs him by the neck. "Damien, you're not from a broken home, but this home is about to be broken because of you." So not long after that chaos, the guest finally introduces himself, and yeah, Turns out he's Olin Dimshire, a bank manager. And here's the problem, this is actually the same guy who set our protagonist up in the first place, the one who got him into debt and made him put the family's wheat field as collateral. Now our protagonist cuts straight to the point and asks how much he actually borrowed, and Olin calmly replies, "You borrowed 200 gold. With interest, that makes it 300. And yeah, our protagonist is completely shocked, like his jaw just drops. The crazy part is, he doesn't even remember taking that loan, which means this thing has been sitting there for a long time. And if that debt really stands, then it's over, the entire Haxon family would basically fall into poverty. Olin just smiles arrogantly and says, "In that case, our young master will be taking the land you promised." Then he casually sits down like he owns the place and starts talking down on him, saying if you're poor and can't pay your debts, then you shouldn't have borrowed money in the first place, calling it straight up pathetic. Yeah, this guy is asking for it. Then it gets worse, he even orders his 2 guards to teach our protagonist a lesson, because apparently he can't wait to see him kneel down, beg for forgiveness, and lick his shoes. Like bro, this guy is seriously not normal. Meanwhile, the father is clearly stressed out, you can tell he's already thinking about how to deal with this whole situation, but our protagonist? He's done playing around. One of the big guards tries to step in, and our protagonist is ready to slam him straight to the ground, while the other one tries to sneak in from behind, but that doesn't work either. He instantly turns around and grabs him by the throat like it's nothing. Then he just smiles and says, "Don't misunderstand, this is just self-defense, you understand, right?" And yeah, that's the moment Olin completely loses his composure. The guy goes from arrogant to terrified real quick. Our protagonist then tells him to sit properly, like, "Come on, sit down, legs together," completely flipping the power dynamic. Then with that same calm smile, he says, "For now, I don't have the money, so how about I pay you in another way?" And at this point, Olin has no choice but to agree, like he's already broken mentally, just nodding and going, "Okay, boss." So then our protagonist tells him to get up, because they're going somewhere. He's taking him straight to meet his boss. Their next destination is the Gold Pixie residence. So without wasting any time, our protagonist heads straight to meet the noble in charge, Adam Gold Pixie, a duke. The moment he arrives, the duke greets him with that mocking tone, like, well, if it isn't the troublemaker from the Haxon family. Now our protagonist keeps it simple and admits he doesn't have the money to repay the debt yet, so, boss, is there another way I can pay it back? And this is where things take a turn. He straight up offers, "How about I defeat your rival, the Lion Bloom family?" And yeah, the entire room goes silent for a second, even the duke just laughs it off at first. But here's the thing, our protagonist isn't just talking randomly. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's aware that the Gold Pixie family is currently in conflict with the Lion Bloom family over control of a gold-rich territory at the border, and in his previous life, Pixie actually lost that conflict. So in his mind, this is a perfect opportunity to flip the outcome. Still, one of the royal knights immediately steps in and shuts it down, telling the duke not to believe a single word from this kid. He says that very soon, the princess herself will bring a perfect candidate to defeat Lion Bloom, so there's no need to rely on someone like him. And yeah, you can see the frustration on our protagonist's face. His plan just got blocked like that. The duke then looks at him and basically says, "So that's what my knight thinks, now tell me, what exactly am I supposed to do with you?" And that's when our protagonist switches gears and goes full trash-talking mode. He confidently says, "You're all making a huge mistake. Whoever that spoiled princess brings, none of them will be able to defeat me." And then he doubles down, "If you need proof, then come at me with everything you've got. I'll block it." Now that line? Yeah, it instantly triggers the knight. He gets pissed and calls him arrogant, saying this kid has no idea who he's talking to. But surprisingly, the duke allows it. He's curious now. He wants to see just how far this confidence goes. So they all move to the arena, and even Victor is confused, like, "Young master, how did things escalate this fast?" You can tell he's getting worried, especially when he sees the knight preparing his ultimate technique. Then it happens. The royal knight unleashes his full power, rushing forward at insane speed, like the wind itself can barely keep up with him. It's the kind of attack that should end everything in one move. Our protagonist tries to block it using a cheap sword, and yeah, 1 second later, that sword gets split in half instantly. The knight smirks, completely satisfied, thinking it's over, like, "Stupid kid, you're dead." And then the blade pierces straight into our protagonist's chest. He screams in pain, and everyone watching is completely shocked. So even after taking that hit, our protagonist is still locked in. He actually holds the attack and stays standing like it's nothing, and yeah, that alone shocks everyone. The knight is completely caught off guard, like, how is my attack being blocked? Even the duke can't say anything for a moment, he's just staring, trying to process what he just saw. Then our protagonist casually looks up and goes, "So, how about it, boss? That representative position is mine now, right?" And at this point, there's really nothing to argue about. The duke finally acknowledges his strength and officially announces that Damien Haxon will represent the Gold Pixie family. Of course, the knight isn't happy about this at all. You can see it on his face, he wants to protest, but the duke shuts him down immediately, telling him to prove himself first before speaking. That line alone just puts him in his place. Meanwhile, our protagonist just smiles smugly, like he already expected all of this. And in his mind, he's basically saying, you picked the wrong opponent, old man, my level right now is already higher than yours. And yeah, that explains everything. In that split second earlier, he actually used his aura to deflect the attack, which is why he was able to survive that hit. Then the Duke opens a dimensional space and pulls out a mysterious box, saying he has a reward for him. Inside is something called a balance pill, a special item that boosts physical strength and stamina, and at the same time helps heal injuries. He hands it over and tells Damien to take it, since it'll recover his condition much faster. Fast forward to the next day, our protagonist wakes up, his injuries are basically gone overnight. He even takes a moment to look around and notices that all the equipment in this place is high quality, like way above average. But then someone suddenly calls out his name, asking if he's Damien Haxon. He turns around and sees this guy, and yeah, the first thing you notice is how short he is. So naturally, our protagonist just goes, "What the hell are you?" The guy immediately fires back, introducing himself as Pable Bomband, claiming he's going to become the #1 knight in the entire country. Then he points at the group behind him and says, "These are my brothers, and yeah, you can already tell something's off here." He then arrogantly tells Damien to move aside because they're about to train. And what happens next is just weird. These guys start showing off their skills, jumping at each other and clashing, but from the outside it literally just looks like they're pushing each other like bulls, no technique, just pure chaos. And the worst part? They're hyping each other up like it's the greatest thing ever. Our protagonist watches all of this from a distance, completely disgusted, like, "Oh, these zesty guys are way too much." Then Victor walks up and asks if something's wrong, and you can see our protagonist clenching his fist, clearly annoyed. He straight up says, "Yeah, there's a huge problem. None of them are reliable, everything is a mess. Are we really supposed to win with people like that?" So at this point, our protagonist realizes there's no other option. He's gonna have to fix this mess himself. These guys are way too weak, and if things stay like this, there's no way they're winning anything. So yeah, he decides it's time to teach them a lesson, but our protagonist just looks at them and says, "Nah, don't take turns, come at me all at once." And yeah, they actually go for it. All three rush in, ready to throw punches, thinking they've got the numbers advantage. But then literally 1 second later, all of them are down on the ground, completely knocked out. Just like that. No struggle, no real fight, just instant collapse. Our protagonist looks at them with that disappointed expression and goes, "All talk, that's just sad." Then he asks straight up, "Who even trained you to be this weak?" One of them, barely conscious, answers that they were trained by a mid-level knight named Sebastian. And hearing that, our protagonist just sighs because yeah, that explains everything. So then he gives them a new order. Starting now, they have to show up here every single day, because he's going to train them himself. And not just casually either, he says he only needs 1 month, 1 full month to completely change them. He even makes it clear, saying within that time, he'll turn them into something actually useful. Not strong warriors yet, but at least not completely useless like they are now. And honestly, they don't really have a choice here, so all three of them just nod and go, "Okay, boss." But right when that's settled, someone suddenly calls out to our protagonist, saying that His Highness is looking for him. And yeah, when he turns around to see who it is, it's exactly who you'd expect. The spoiled princess has finally returned. So this spoiled princess, her name is Chelsea, and right from the start you can already tell she's not the type to take things lightly. The Duke then asks her how the search is going, like, did she finally find a knight to represent them in the duel, and she confidently replies, "Of course, Your Grace," like she already won before it even started. Then she introduces her pick, this massive, muscular guy named Guillermo Blackwing, and yeah, this dude already has a crazy reputation. Rumors say he fought in the previous Kingdom's War and basically went berserk on the battlefield like a wild beast, so in her mind, there's no way anyone's beating him. But then, the Duke casually drops that he already has his own candidate, and this is where things shift a bit. He introduces our protagonist, Damien Haxon, and instantly, Chelsea's expression changes. You can feel the tension right there because she's clearly not happy about this. She straight up rejects her father's decision and demands that Guillermo should be the representative instead of Damien, but the Duke doesn't budge. He keeps it calm and says they'll think about it first, which only makes things worse. Chelsea completely crashes out at this point, like her real personality just comes out. She starts throwing a tantrum, getting loud, acting disrespectful, and comparing Guillermo, this well-known powerhouse, to Damien, who, in her eyes, is basically a nobody. Even Guillermo himself starts smirking arrogantly, clearly enjoying the situation. But the Duke stays composed and reminds everyone that while Guillermo might look strong, Damien already proved himself by blocking the ultimate attack of the Royal Knight, Sir Howitz, and yeah, that's not something just anyone can do. Damien is just standing there quietly, observing everything from behind, and he starts sensing something. There's this faint trace of dark magic in the air. The Duke eventually gets fed up and tells Chelsea to leave, saying he'll discuss this matter with the others, but before things can settle down, Guillermo suddenly bursts out laughing. He basically says there's nothing to discuss, because the strongest man should be the representative anyway, right? That was the condition from the start. Then he directly challenges Damien to a duel, saying whoever wins takes the spot. Surprisingly, the Duke agrees immediately, and Damien, instead of hesitating, decides to push things even further. He provokes Guillermo, suggesting they settle it right here, right now, no delays. Then he casually throws in something like, "Hey big guy, wanna try a shoulder dislocation?" And yeah, that line alone already gets under Guillermo's skin. So the moment Guillermo steps in and reaches out, probably thinking he's about to dominate, everything flips in an instant. In literally a second, he gets launched into the air, and Damien slams him straight into the ground like a punching bag. The entire room goes silent, everyone's shocked, even the nobles can't process what just happened. And it doesn't stop there, because with just one clean move, Guillermo is already knocked out cold. The royal guard watching the scene immediately realizes something insane. Guillermo actually tried to attack first, but Damien used his own force against him and turned it into that slam. So yeah, he's not just strong, he's insanely skilled, like a complete genius in combat. But of course, Guillermo isn't done. He gets back up, furious, completely humiliated in front of everyone, and without thinking, he pulls out his weapon, ready to attack again. Chelsea tries to stop him, probably realizing things are getting out of control, but it's too late. Guillermo is already consumed by anger, and he charges straight at Damien without hesitation. A powerful aura suddenly fills the room and instantly stops the fight. And yeah, this isn't just anyone, it's the noble's personal guard stepping in. The pressure alone is enough to freeze the entire situation, and then he speaks with a cold, firm tone. "How dare you draw your weapon in front of his grace? Do you have a death wish?" And just like that, the big guy who was raging a second ago completely locks up. Now it turns out this guard is a high-class knight, which honestly explains everything, because the level difference is just insane. Guillermo can't even move under that pressure, the guard lets him off with a warning this time. So yeah, the same guy who was acting all arrogant earlier is now just standing there, head lowered, completely powerless. Then the Duke steps in and shuts everything down, ending the chaos once and for all, and just like before, he confirms Damien as the official representative. But of course, not everyone is happy with that decision. Some of the soldiers start protesting, and even Chelsea jumps back in, still defending Guillermo. She argues that his condition isn't even at full stamina yet, basically trying to invalidate the result. He slams the table and straight up shuts her down, telling her to stop embarrassing him. Now this is where Damien steps in again, raising his hand calmly and asking if he can speak. Instead of escalating things, he proposes something unexpected. He says he's willing to accept Chelsea's concern and suggests postponing the duel until Guillermo fully recovers, so they can fight fairly. And honestly, that catches everyone off guard. The Duke actually considers it. After that, Damien heads to a blacksmith shop, and this isn't just some random place. This is a high-end workshop recommended by the noble himself, so naturally, the items there are rare and top tier. As he looks around, one particular sword catches his attention. There's something different about it, something familiar. The blacksmith explains that the sword was originally ordered by a knight, but due to some mission, it was never picked up. And the moment Damien hears that, he immediately asks if it's made from integrated ringing steel. Now this is important, because in his previous life, this exact sword belonged to a legendary knight and was known as the Melody Sword. So without wasting any time, Damien decides to take it. He already knows what this weapon is capable of, since a blade made from that material can create mana resonance, giving it a unique advantage in combat. This isn't just a purchase. Then out of nowhere, someone approaches him. A woman introduces herself as Rebecca, a servant of Lady Chelsea, and she delivers a message saying Chelsea wants to meet him. Now Damien already sees through this. He knows exactly the type of person Chelsea is, and he's already predicting some kind of bribe or shady plan. But instead of refusing, he agrees, playing along for now. They arrive at a private restaurant owned by Chelsea, and the atmosphere is already suspicious. The place is completely closed off just for him, which honestly says a lot. Rebecca guides him inside and tells him to head to the VIP room where Chelsea is waiting. And the moment Damien steps into the room, he immediately notices something off. There's a strong scent in the air, and it's coming from the drink that's already been prepared. Chelsea then urges him to sit down quickly, saying there's something very important they need to discuss, so now the meeting finally begins, and Damien doesn't even try to entertain small talk. He just looks at Chelsea and goes straight to the point, basically saying he doesn't need her life story, just tell him what she wants. And yeah, Chelsea doesn't waste time either. She immediately tells him to withdraw from being the representative, addressing him all formally but the intention is pretty obvious. Damien stays calm and asks the real question here, if I step down, what exactly do I gain from it? And Chelsea confidently responds that if he withdraws now, she'll grant him whatever he desires. But Damien doesn't buy into that so easily. He challenges her again, asking if she even knows what he wants, and that's when her arrogance really shows. She looks down on him and basically assumes that someone like him only wants money, fame, or status, typical noble nonsense. Then she glances at the hourglass nearby and subtly increases the pressure, releasing a strong magical aura while once again telling Damien to step down. Damien pauses for a moment, he smells it, he just smiles and calmly says, I refuse. Chelsea is completely caught off guard. She genuinely can't believe it, because that wasn't just any pressure, it was a charm-based dark magic, something designed to manipulate the target's perception and influence their decisions. But Damien already figured it out. It's a spell known as Charm Fragrance, a deceptive type of dark magic, and thanks to his authority of greed, he's completely immune to it. Damien doesn't even bother listening anymore and just turns to leave. But right before he walks out, Chelsea snaps and demands to know what he actually wants. And Damien gives a simple answer, my family's happiness. And that's when things take a dark turn. Chelsea, still blinded by arrogance, starts threatening him, saying she'll destroy the Haxon family if she has to. And in that exact moment, everything changes. In a single second, Damien closes the distance, grabs her by the neck, and lifts her up like it's nothing. The shift in atmosphere is immediate. She struggles to breathe, but even then, she tries to act tough, telling him to remove his dirty hand. But Damien doesn't say a single word. He just stares at her with a cold, silent warning, and honestly, that silence says way more than anything else. The guards outside hear the commotion and rush in, but they're already too late. In one swift motion, Damien takes them down using nothing but a spoon. He doesn't kill them. He just leaves small cuts on their necks, enough to make a point. A clear warning not to interfere. The guards immediately drop to their knees, completely overwhelmed, and Damien finally speaks again, directing his words at Chelsea. He tells her that he really wants to kill her right now, but that wouldn't be enough. He wants her to suffer instead. Then he gives a faint smile and casually says something like, see you in your next suffering, before walking out like nothing happened. And just like that, Chelsea's entire demeanor collapses. The same arrogant princess from earlier is now shaking, terrified, unable to hide it anymore. Rebecca, her servant, rushes in and asks if she's okay, but at this point, Chelsea isn't thinking about that. She's furious, humiliated, and now completely obsessed with revenge. So she calls someone, Mustang Fruit. And from behind the door, this overweight man steps in, and yeah, this guy is no ordinary person. He's a dark magic user connected to the Yulon organization, which already tells you things are about to get messy. The two of them start discussing their next plan, clearly plotting something dangerous. But what they don't realize is, Damien never really left. He's already on the rooftop, silently observing everything, listening to their entire conversation with a cold, emotionless gaze. And yeah, whatever they're planning next, he's already one step ahead.